All right, so we worked with users. What about working with password policies? Well, let's take a look at a couple of things here. Let's start out with, and I'm still logged in here as root. To exit out of that, by the way, just type exit, and it logs you out back to your user account. So I want to go ahead and stay there for the moment. So I'm going to hop back in as root. So we can use the command, actually, let me exit back out. I'm going to do this on my account. chh. And this is your, it allows you to manage your password aging. So chage-l is going to show your aging information. So chage-l for me. There we go. All right. Gives me my last password change. Gives me my how long when my password expires. When my password goes inactive, when my account expires, minimum number of days between password change, and maximum number of days between password change, and then the number of days of warning before the password expires. Now, all of this was actually, we just brushed over it, we didn't pay any attention to it. All of this is actually in the etc password folder. The etc shadow file, let me get the right one, the etc shadow file actually has all this information after the password hash. In fact, you've seen some of it before. If we do cat, I'm going to have to sudo cat /etc shadow. And if we look at my account here, you'll see at the end we have that 9999. Well, that's the maximum number of days between password change. You see the 7 number of days warning before password expires. You see the 0, which is number of days between minimum number of days between password changes, and then everything else is just blanked out because we actually don't set that. So let's talk about how we can actually set this for somebody. So I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to sudo su back to root. And then if we do the chage, you'll see that we have the options and then the login. So it's chage, and we're going to set dash capital M. Linux is case sensitive, so capital M 30, so maximum 30 days. Set minimum number of days between change, 5. The warning days is 7 is fine, and let's do that for S. Smith. And that should set that information for S. Smith. So if I do chage for the login or list information for S. Smith, there we go. We've set the number of days between password changes, minimum and maximum. We still haven't set an account expiration date or anything like that. We can also set an account to inactive, by the way, using the capital I. All right. Frequently, things we'll frequently do. Now, what about password complexity? Well, that actually isn't supported out of the box with Ubuntu. But we do have a tool that we can use that will let us do that. And it's the libpam cracklib. So here's our command. And if you're not as root when you do this, you'll have to sudo it. It's apt install. apt is the package management. We're going to install libpam-crack lib and hit enter. So it goes down and it looks for a bunch of things. You'll see the following packages will be installed, the following new packages or additional packages, new packages, 0 upgraded, 4 newly installed. This is what we're going to need to get out of the archives. It's going to use this much extra space. Do you want to continue? And again, the Y is capitalized, which means I can either hit Y and enter or just hit enter because that's kind of a default. And so it'll go through and it'll install that package for us. And there we go. Now it's not configured yet, but we do have it set up for us. So I'm going to clear the screen, and then let's look at its default configuration. Now that is in the /etc/pam.d/common-password file. So we're going to edit that file, and we're going to edit it using nano. There are other editors. This is one that's actually really easy. Some of them are a little more complicated. So pam.d /common dash password. And here's our file. And so we see everything in hashes here is part of the documentation. And then here are actual settings, password requisite. And as we move across here, retry 3, minimum length 8. Diff OK is how many letters have to be different between your first and your second password in order for it to recognize it. So obscure says we have to use obscure words. Now at this point we don't have a password history set. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to do it under here. And it's going to be password, tab over, and it's required. I'm going to go ahead and tab over just so that everything is arranged nice and conveniently. Pam underscore PW history.so. History.so. And then remember equals 24. See if I can spell remember correctly without accidentally backspacing it. Remember equals 24, so we're going to remember 24 passwords and use underscore AUTH. Okay, so go ahead and authorize it. Okay, so that makes our changes. So now it's going to remember 24 passwords, minimum length 3, diff OK is 3, and we can adjust all of these things, by the way. So I want to write out the file, so that's going to be down here are all of your controls. So I'm going to do Control O, which is going to write out the file. And by the way, you can edit this, but if you try to write it and you haven't edited it as a root user, it's going to blow up on you and say you can't do that. Control X to exit. And we have configured password aging, and we've set password policies.